What's going on there, YouTube? And welcome back to another comic book video. This is the channel where we sit down and cover different comic book stories from different comic book companies. Today, we are going to jump back over to Marvel Comics and continue our coverage over the Ultimate Marvel Universe. Now, we're going to pick up with Ultimate Comics Ultimate's Last Stand. This is part of the latest event we are covering in the Ultimate Marvel Universe, Ultimate Cataclysm. This right here is basically bringing together the Ultimate Spider-Man to fight against Galactus, the big bad guy of this whole event. So the question is, what will the Ultimates do when they run into the main Marvel Universe Galactus? Well, this book here answers that question. So if you do like today's comic book video, please hit that like button down below and also subscribe. But I do hope you enjoy today's video. So with the opening of this book, we actually pick up with Miles Morales because the main series of this event is being written by Brian Michael Bendis. Remember, in the first issue of Ultimate Spider-Man Cataclysm, Miles did not see Galactus. We saw Galactus arrive on Earth, except the characters who saw it was Cloak and Dagger. But we opened the book up with Miles Morales hanging out with Genki. And they are talking about Miles Morales being Spider-Man again after taking that short period of a break. Well, it was a whole year. But while the two of them were talking, that is when Genki stops and makes Miles look to see why Genki stopped talking. Of course, it is Galactus chilling in the middle of New York and New Jersey. And this is big for Miles Morales. This is the biggest thing Miles Morales has to deal with. Plus, it is like, what can he do? Also want to mention that this book was written by Brian Michael Bendis, but also drawn by Mark Bagley, the same team who wrote and drew Ultimate Spider-Man Peter Parker for such a long time. Either way, this is Miles Morales just agreeing that he has to be the one to deal with this problem. Now you have Miles Morales changing clothes and thinking that he should go and try to stop Galactus, which honestly, we know is very brave of him to think that he can do something, except that is the moment you have Miles Morales watching Galactus just literally blow up New Jersey. All of New Jersey was wiped out in a matter of a few seconds by Galactus. Then we have Bendis remind us that the Ultimates and S.H.I.E.L.D.'s base, the Triskelion, was in New Jersey, but they weren't killed in the explosion. Their base was turned into a new kind of helicarrier where they are flying in the sky and trying to shoot different kinds of missiles, hoping that maybe they will be able to stop Galactus with these missiles. But this is the moment they figure out that their missiles are not going to stop him. He is something special and more powerful than anything they have faced before. You have Miles Morales think that maybe he can jump back in and actually help out with this whole problem. Except at the same time, Galactus is causing so much havoc across the world right now, and of course, New York City, that you have Miles trying to save people's lives. At the same time, you have S.H.I.E.L.D. still thinking that maybe they can do something. We know they cannot, but that is when the call goes out. The call goes out to the Ultimate. So the Ultimates have arrived, which to tell you they all think that they all can do something to Galactus, because in this universe, they think of the Ultimates as the strongest beings in the Ultimate Marvel Universe, which is kind of true, but at the same time, it is not. They actually tried to fight against Galactus and they get their butt kicked by him. I mean, they don't get wiped out by him, but their attacks don't even make a dent on him. They know that they can't even stop this man really like they are hoping they can do. They don't realize their attacks are not working. It takes them a few moments to realize that their attacks are just barely tickling him, except that is the moment you have Tony Stark realize that Galactus is not from Earth. To Monica Chang, she thinks that Tony Stark means he is from space, which you have Tony tell her no. What he means is that he is not from this universe, because thanks to the Spider-Man storyline, Peter Parker from the main Marvel Universe came over to the Ultimate Marvel Universe. He remembers the energy signature, and since he has no idea how to stop Galactus, he tells everyone that this is the end of everything. Of course, this is the end of today's video right here. So please hit that like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoyed today's video.